To start with the day, we have Dr. Bakhruddin Ali Ahmad to enlighten us on the para- trends on secondary metabolite production to the pharmaceutical industries. Dr. Bakhruddin Ali Ahmad is an associate professor in the Department of Plant Biochemistry at Christ University. He got his PhD in plant science, biochemistry, and biotechnology from Bharatdasan University and got his postdoctoral experience from Pakhyang National University, South Korea, and University of Malaya, Malaysia. He is also a visiting research professor at Tăng Tac Thanh University, Vietnam. He also secured funding from International Council for Medical Research. He holds two patents and published several research and review articles. We are awaiting to listen your inspiring words, sir. Here comes Dr. Bakhruddin Ali Ahmad. Over to you, sir.
So the secondary metabolite production, we know that one. This is a wonderful product material is isolated from the plants and the marine sources and the other marine biofilm, such type of things. So what is the advantage? We know that one. This is nowadays people are looking that without side effect the material. So why? Because of the materials are some of the product are synthetic drugs are having the side effect, and also they creating the unwanted health problems during that life. So the people are looking that without side effect the material. So the that's why the pharmaceutical industries are looking forward that secondary metabolite production from the pharmaceutical industries. So the my outlines are contains a few topics regarding that natural product and the secondary metabolites. Then how the secondary metabolites are synthesized in the biosynthetic pathway. What are the biosynthetic pathways are available? How we can it is useful to screen the biosynthetic pathway. Where it is we have to modify. Where it is we have to triggering the pathways. Where should we have to add the precursor. Where we should add the some of the enzymes in this metabolic pathway, because we need to get the more quantity of the secondary metabolites as well. We have to need the few compound of the secondary metabolites. That's why the pharmaceutical industries, they are looking that in vitro secondary metabolites production through in vitro. Then we have to isolate secondary metabolites. We need to evaluate through the biological studies, through the various cell line studies, various animal model studies, various other antimicrobial, antifungal studies. So such type of biological things, we have to screen that compound have the potential or not, how much it is potential, how it is valuable to the human being. Such type of things we have determined in evaluation of biological studies. And finally, we have to, so how we can recommend to the pharmaceutical industries. So what are the pharmaceutical industries, how they are looking to secondary metabolites, how much purity they are looking for us, how it is the further screening, what they are step they are doing. So such type of things we are discussing today. So natural products is nothing but it's a chemistry. It is a multidisciplinary field. Not only the chemistry, not only the botany, not only biochemistry, not only the bioinformatics, the environmental science and medicine. All together, we need to work on that one together. Then only the possible to get the possible secondary natural product. So natural products are some of the example I am given here. The alkaloid example, piperine and atropine, isoprenoid terpenoids. These are the things, phenolic compounds, glycosides. So these are the things are example of the natural product. So for the natural product, various steps is needed for the isolation. First of all, we need to identify the compound, identify the plant. Then followed that we need to dry the material so properly in the shadow condition. Followed that we are doing the isolation with the various chromatographic techniques, various HPLC, HPTLC, GCMS, IRUV, all the things we are using the isolation and identification of the things. Then finally we have purified. Then final quantification is done. So after the quantification, only the people are doing that. Some animal studies, some of the pharmacological studies. So the secondary metabolites are classified into the two categories. Such type of things, one is primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. The primary metabolites are carbohydrate, lipids, and amino acids. These are the things are involved in the plant growth metabolism, plant development, fruit farming, and the leaf productions, root production, root large scale, and say seed production. Such type of things, the primary metabolites are involved. Whereas the secondary metabolites are not essential for the survival of the plant. However, it is involved the metabolic sequence, much removed from the primary and central pathway of the cells. It is a excretory end of the product of the plant. It is having the valuable things. It is involved the various process. What are the process? So it is act as a predictor. Predictors, we know that one is when that any of the insect or anything is coming is it is the secondary metabolites are predictor, as well as it is attract to the pollination process. To the pollination process of the plant, the secondary metabolites are very essential one. It is attract to the pollination process. It involves the compact infection diseases. It is a compact infection diseases. It is where it is located. It is located in the cells and organelles of the plant. So it often accumulate in the vacuoles also, plant material vacuoles also. So we need to isolate from that cell and organ. These are the secondary metabolites. That is a natural product. Plant secondary metabolites represented the tremendous resource for the scientific and clinical research and new drug development. Nowadays, we know that many of the new drugs are coming for the COVID or various cancer biologists. There is so many drugs. Food Drug Administration research, they are approved the many of the drugs. So why we are doing the for this one secondary metabolites? We need to isolate the new drug development for the research. So we have to determine the plant pigments. So this is another category of secondary. It is a plant pigments. It is a flavors, fragrance, and natural sweetness, antimicrobial. Industrial feedstock and pharmaceutical industries. There is having more application for this one plant secondary metabolites. We have the biosynthetic pathway. Main biosynthetic pathway is polyketides pathways. Then second one is isoprenoid pathways, alkaloid biosynthetic pathways, polyphenols, propanoid pathways, and flavonoid pathways. These are the main pathways. In addition, that some of the pathways are involved, but these are the pathways. If we are clear that one, so we get that more amount of secondary metabolites. I will teach you later. So this is a polyketide pathway. This is acetyl malonate pathway. This is a fully the acetyl CoA and that is converted to the malonic acid. So many process. We will see the next slide. Then followed that malonate and non-malonate pathways is these are differentiated in the isoprenoids, this is the terpenoids, such type of things. Then alkaloid amino acid pathways, then aromatic amino acid, phenylalanine pathways, and tyrosine. These are involved in the main propanoid pathways. So this is a very crucial secondary metabolite pathway. If you are find out in Google, you can get that secondary metabolite, the huge interpretation, huge interlink with one connection with one amino acid or one compound to the another compound, end of the product to end of the product. So many interlinked will be there. So we want to clearly identify this, take a long time. So for that short understanding purpose, we are given that some flowchart for your understanding. So initially the photosynthesis process, we know that one, the carbon dioxide combined with this water molecule, it is after the photosynthesis develop the sugar molecule, that means carbohydrate. The followed that carbohydrate process, it involves the respiration. Before respiration process, the cytogenic glycosylate pathways are synthesized. This type of compound are synthesized. After the respiration, when it is involved with the acetyl-CoA, the acetyl-CoAs are converted to the melanin-CoA. It is possible to develop the saponin and cardiac glycoside. Followed the melanin-CoA, it also synthesizes the terpenoid and sterol and the fatty acid waxes. Whereas in the respiration, again we come to the respiration, it is derived from the amino acid like tryptophan or so many amino acids are there. In this amino acid, we are involving in from the alkaloids are synthesized. And the alkaloids are, we know that indole alkaloid, so many alkaloids are there. After the alkaloid synthesis, we are involving in the protein molecule. We are developing the synthesis of protein. After the protein molecules, the phenols are synthesized. Followed the phenols, the flavonoids, tannin, lignin, also how many secondary metabolites are synthesized. So it is a very interesting. So when you are going to eat, when if you want to interest to improve the alkaloids, we need to add some few amino acid into the in vitro studies, automatically it have been increased. Maybe if you are interested to apply to the stress condition, if you are interested to apply to that some physiological stress or chemical stress condition into that media, so automatically alkali will be synthesized. Whatever you are interested to the compound, that compounds are synthesized through these methods. So this is one of the pathways. So next one I will explain you that another biosynthetic pathways. It is also some elaboration through the so sugar to pyruvic acid. It involves the TCA cycle. Then cyclic acid pathways. Then is chromic acid and phenylalanine, cinnamic acid, lignin synthesis, indole alkali synthesis. So many in the red mark are mentioned that is the secondary metabolites. So all the secondary metabolites through synthesis through the biosynthetic pathways. So next we want to see that few things because we are talking about the secondary metabolites. So only this maximum secondary metabolites are available in the plant material as well as some of the fruits and vegetables, such type of things. But daily life we are using that secondary metabolites. So how the secondary metabolites are helpful? Because we know that now the people are thinking that people are discussing some more during the last 2 years regarding the COVID pandemic situation. In this pandemic situation, how many people are immunity, how many people are not immunity, so many discussion will be going on. So for that protection, for our health protection, we want to know this information. So daily life we are using the some of the vegetables, some of the fruits. So what are the fruits we are daily life using? What are the metabolites it have? It have. So based on it help, it is prevent that many of the diseases, such type of things. So first of all, we will see the carotenoid is nothing but it's organic pigments. It is occurring in that all the red, orange, and yellow fruits and vegetables. If you are see go to the go to the market, if you are see the vegetable. This vegetable, if you are red color, orange color, or yellow color fruit, if you are seeing that, these are the vegetables and fruits having these are the carotenoids. So you have to understand. So what is the use of the carotenoid? It is antioxidative agent. It prevents the cancer. So it is, you know that one. The cancer is growing a lot of nowadays. It's a lot of diseases. Lot of people are dying every day. So because of the cancer, so many type of cancers are there. So people are scientists and researchers, doctors are very struggle in this prevent the cancer. So it is automatically if you are taken these are the vegetables, red, orange, and yellow vegetables, automatically it prevent the cancer. Prevent the cancer as well as the carotenoid content vegetables and fruits, those things, it is automatically improve the boost of the immune system as well as it prevent that heart attack. So many advantages there. So we have to follow that daily life. We have utilized that carotenoid content like tomato, like carrot, like banana, such type of things. If you are daily life using, so automatically your immune system will be improved. You have prevent many diseases. You cannot. It also reduce that heart attack also. So people should avoid all the vegetables. So next one, we are people are talking about phytosterols. This is also secondary, another one of the secondary metabolites. This is also one of the natural products. It is having the sterols and stanols. This is found in sunflower seeds, sesame seed, nut and soya beans, such type of things. So what is the protect the colon cancer? Particularly it is this type of seed, this type of this type of seed oils, sesame seed oils, this type of things. It prevents the colon cancer as well as it is avoid the low cholesterol level. What the evidence of the beneficial effect on the cardiovascular diseases? So phytosterols are very helpful to prevent the cardiovascular diseases like heart attack, whatever thing is there. So like all the cardiovascular diseases, it is very helpful to prevent from this disease. So next we talk about the saponin. Saponin is another one of the important glyphosate. This is contains if that all it is legumes and Spanish. This contains all the legumes and Spanish. Supposed it is helpful to boost the immune system as well as it is reduce the to maintain the cholesterol level in the blood as well as risk of the intestinal cancer. So the saponins are available in all the things and curries and legumes and spinach. So people need to aware on this one. The daily life, if they are taken into the regular life, so automatically it happens to prevent that one. So next we talk about the flavonoids. The flavonoids also is another one of the important. It is having the polyphenols. So it is whenever we go to the market, we will find that organic content pigment like the red color and black color, blue color, red color, violet color, such type of things. They have the flavonoids. So it is just identification this one. So what is the role of these flavonoids? It is generally if you are in your body, if you are growing any bacteria or virus, such type of things, so it's naturally to create the immune system and inhibit the growth of the bacteria and the virus. So it is flavonoids are very helpful to prevent the damage of free radicals in the cells, and to protect the cells and against the damage of free radical. They influence the blood coagulations. Automatically, if the people are having that, any health issues, the coagulation time is increased. So automatically, if people are taking the more amount of flavonoids, so automatically the blood coagulation should be the normal. So these are the things people should be awareness. Which automatically your health will be the protected one. So we have to prevent from the many of the diseases. If they create in future also, if any diseases is coming, we have to save in that our health. So next we discuss about the sulfide. The sulfide is the another one. If we are using the daily life, the sulfide is also contains a natural product that is a secondary metabolites. It is belong to the lily family, onions, leek, asparagus and garlic. The sulfides are available in the onion, leeks and asparagus and garlic. So what is the role of the sulfide? It inhibits the growth of the bacteria as well as reduce the cholesterol level. If the people are having high level, they prevent that against the cancer, it act against the cancer. So we are using daily garlic in our life. So we have to prevent the stroke, we have to prevent the cancer, we have prevent that the unwanted bacteria growth in our body. So we have to regular life, we need to take that because we in our mind some questions will come. What sir, we are using the daily life, the onion, we are using daily life garlic, then why it is coming like that? Some cases, if people are not properly using, people are not aware on this one, regular life continuously we need to take, so automatically your immune system will be okay. Otherwise, our immune system should be the lacking. So maybe if any infected or anything else, a disease is coming, immediately it attack to us. We have to infect it from this disease. So we should be very careful regarding this one. Next one, the world famous one of the thing is so curcumin. The curcumin is another one of the important natural product, as well as it is one of the secondary metabolites. It is patented compound one. It is a very good, no side toxicity, anything else. So very good wound healing, anti-ulcer, anti-inflammatory, hepatoprotective, antioxidant. So many things are people should know. Daily life we are taking the sambar. Daily life we are using the for the cooking purpose, vegetable curry preparation, whatever things we are preparing using a curcumin. So what is the role of the curcumin? It is prevent anti-ulcer, it is antioxidant, it is wound healing property, anti-inflammatory, hepatoprotective. So advantages of using this curcumin. So if we are daily life using, it is also prevent many of the diseases. So our traditional people, our previous generation people are using this type of things for all the food, for our healthy safety. So nowadays the people are junk to the unwanted junk food, unwanted fast food, such type of things. If we are in the regular in the we are regular in our traditional food, automatically we have to prevent the many diseases. We have to kill the many diseases. We have to save in that our health. So these are the things are very important for our things. So it is also one of the natural products. Next we discuss about that another one of the things, because the flavors are nothing but this is cocoa seeds, vanilla, strawberry, cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, and pepper, and arkas. So these are the things we are using in that some biryani preparation, some of that coffee preparation. Daily life we are sewing that peppers and cloves, all the masala items. These are the things also very important one. These are also having the many of the very good secondary metabolites. If we are taken into that regular life, we are our immune systems are very strong. We are preventing the many of the diseases. So why I am telling those things from that, starting from that sulfide and that and the curcumin and the sulfide and the flavonoids and saponin and the phytosterols and carotenoids. So all the things is a very important one. It is very helpful to your human health. These are things are very important for the younger generation people. So if you follow regularly with these vegetables and fruits and the curcumin, sulfide, onion, so you don't avoid anything from that, you including that carotenoid also you have to take your life. So automatically all the things are very helpful to prevent that many diseases. Our previous traditional people, generation people are very strong. You are based on the food only, you can very pure. So you have to be very careful regarding this one. In addition, so those the type of secondary metabolites are there. In the secondary metabolites, we need to how to synthesize, how we can improve through this plant in vitro approach. That is our questions behind us. So in vitro approach is we need to know what is the in vitro approach. It's normally the plants are growing in the outside. This growing outside the plant, we need to improve. We need to improve in the lab condition, because the plant need to high count of protection need, because generally you know that one, if you are in the outside the plant, if you are 2 kg of the plant, if you are harvest, then isolate the compound, we can get a very 10 microgram or 10 or 5 microgram like that. If you are 2 kg of the plant, if you are harvest and dry and then extraction, you can get very limited amount of that natural product and compound. So it is a very crucial one. We need to harvest many of the land, many of the things, such type of things. So it is not good in the society, as well as we have to damage the environmental system. So for that, people are approached through in vitro stage. Plant cell culture, we know that it is an old technology, but it is a very important one. Plant cell culture is a very important one because it's alternative way of produce the high value of the secondary metabolites when compared to the whole plant. So that is the point I mentioned the previous point. Many of the secondary plant have a complex and unique structure. Their production is often enhanced by the abiotic and biotic. We know that when abiotic stress condition, through light condition, through temperature condition, through blue light, green light, temperature, white light, so red light, so such type of thing, UV light, sometimes UV light also to produce the more amount of secondary metabolites. So biotic condition, if you are adding to some precursor, some fungus, some bacteria, add to the cultures, automatically it also triggering the pathways. We have to modify the pathways, so automatically we have produced the secondary metabolites. The secondary metabolites are nothing but it controls the gene of the plant of cell grown in culture produce same product culture as the intact plant. So these are the points are very important in the in vitro cultures. Our Princeton University, we have the in vitro culture labs. We have the DPT fundings for that lab. So, that is a very important one. So more than the plant contain 800 to 1000 different type of enzymes. They belong to the primary and secondary metabolite. So based on this enzymes modification, we get the more amount of secondary metabolite. That is why I need to insect here. The select suitable cell and tissue culture, optimum medium, high product yield. So there are different type of media is there, multi-plant media, SH media, WPM medium, MS media. So many medias are there, and the same many organs are there, thyroid root culture, micropropagation, organogenesis, somatic embryogenesis, then callus culture, biotic, abiotic stress condition. So many things are there. The final objective is we have to produce the high yield of the product, high yield of the secondary metabolites. That is our intention. So following steps we have to follow. This is the production of secondary metabolites, the plant cells which are immediately relevant to the pharmaceutical industries. It is it's independent from the environmental factor. The production system is not a limited one. So anytime we are harvest, no need to, if the raining condition or anything else. So all the condition we have to prevent this one. So the advantage of in vitro studies, the production of the secondary metabolites from the plant cell tissue culture, which are immediate relevant to the pharmaceutical industries. So they are more the consistent product quality and yield. We have to produce the high quality yield and the quality things. We have to free from the microbes. We no need to worry from the microbes. The synthesis of novel natural product which are not normally produced in the normal plants. when we are people are isolating from normal plants, sometimes when we are doing the plant tissue culture through that callus production cells, plant cell culture, we are getting some new compound. Those compounds are not available in the natural plant. So this is a novel compound. These compounds are used for the many of the diseases. So the people are trying to get the new compound for that through this culture method. So to discover the gene and biosynthetic pathway to manipulate the health promoting properties. So we have to use that to modify the genes and biosynthetic pathways, plant secondary metabolic pathways. So we are getting the new compound for this one. So the culture condition is another important one. The environmental media and the sources and the oxygen and cytokinin, amino acids. These are the factors are very important for the culture condition to get the successful secondary metabolite, successful natural product with a large quantity.